7 goals and 4 assists for Alejandro Garnacho this season in the English Premier League. He is good, but he can be better if only he stops being a little selfish. Welcome to the United Road Sport. My name is Webb. Here are the key observations from our win over Sheffield and even the past couple of games before that. Guys, Alejandro Garnacho, without a shadow of a doubt, is one of our most important players. He's only 19, first of all, but boy, isn't he flying. I think many will agree he's one of the closest we've had to Cristiano Ronaldo when he just joined Manchester United from Sporting Lisbon. But Garnacho, as any player at that age, has got areas he has got to improve. My feeling is he has got a very good foundation to be a world-class player. He's not yet world-class, but he's not so far from world-class. One, he has got the attributes to make him world-class in the sense that he knows how to carry the ball forward, and that's a very important attribute for the position he plays as a winger. He carries the ball forward every time, consistently, not afraid to take on defenders. Carry the ball, go try to take on defenders. That's exactly what is expected of an attacking player, especially a winger. Beautiful stuff he does there. But I think for so long he has been at this same level. Never mind him, the form falling, and that happens. He's deep in form at times. But in terms of the general game and improving in certain areas, I feel that he has a bit stagnated and dragged a bit. And this is the key area that I think Alejandro Garnacho needs to improve. I think, first of all, he has got to be more generous with his ball. I think he becomes a little selfish because he wants to score, and I think it's a thing that comes with age. That because he's 19, he's more excited. The fire burns in him when he's scoring the goals. He loves to score the goals. He's a South American boy. They want to score them goals. They love the feeling. But all the great players, I think, what makes them better is their ability to play along with their teammates. It will only make him better. Look at a player like Bobby Firmino, when he was playing at Liverpool, at his prime, I had Virgil van Dijk naming him as the best player he has played with. It was mostly because of his generosity that made Mohamed Salah tick, that made Sadio Mane tick, but in a way, he was actually the best player of the lot. Alejandro Garnacho needs to be taught that it's not about him scoring and trying to score so many goals all the time. I think he's better as a winger, trying to pick up Højlund to score goals. The shine will be on him. I think for me, that's a very important thing, part of his game that he has got to improve. Because at times, he does all this good work, but then he becomes off a little selfish, trying to score from a nearly impossible or difficult angle. And you're thinking, had he tried to put that ball in the box, Højlund would get at the end of it, and bang, it would be a goal. So that's lesson number one. Garnacho has got to be more generous. Lesson number two is his general decision making. I think many a time he has ended up making the wrong decisions, and again, you can attribute it to age. I mean, he's only turning 20 in July, really. He's a 19-year-old boy, and there's always a lot for such a kid to learn. But I think the decision making is a thing he can work on, and this is the job of the managers. This is what I expect the managers to be sitting down with this kid and teaching him every day, that you've got to make the right decision. You should know when to shoot. For example, against Sheffield United, he had a clear chance to score a quick goal, but he had perhaps two more touches than necessary. I think he needs to have, and the one player who I think has got that very right, perfect timing and decision making when it comes to shooting the ball is Bruno Fernandes. If you look at most of the goals he has scored, even his penalties, he knows to pick the right moment to shoot the ball, to shoot at goal. He knows when to take an extra touch. That's very important. It comes with your brilliance. You think ahead, but also your reaction and instincts should be on top. So Alejandro Garnacho has got to work on that. His instincts, one, but also his decision making. He enjoys the ball a lot on his feet. And again, it's a good thing. It shows that he's confident in his game and his style. But when the decision making improves, he will be more lethal than he is. And trust you me, he will be world class, because he has got all the basic attributes. The things that Antony struggles to do from the wing, he does easily, just carrying the ball, and when they steal the ball from him, he will do it again. He's not afraid to keep doing it and doing it again. But when he beats off his men, he ends up many a time playing one touch too many, or going for a shot instead of trying to pick up a player, and that sort of kills his game. And I'm thinking, for me, if he starts making the better decisions, when do I pass, when do I shoot, when do I play minus, When do I go for goal straight? When he starts being less selfish and more generous, plays along with Hoyland, pass the ball to him. Trust me, adding Amad Diallo on the other wing, Bruno Fernandes behind them, I'll tell you, Man United might have something lethal for whichever games they will play together. That for me is a key improvement that Garnacho needs. Now the question is, how will he work on it? First of all, most of the things come with age. As he grows and matures, the adrenaline in him will become calmer, and he will be okay with not being the guy scoring the goals, but the guy playing the most important part in creating the goals. It comes with age and maturity. He's not there yet, but he can be there. But also, I think for me, the coaches have got a big job to do in this. That Alejandro Garnacho has not really, I wouldn't say he has improved a lot in anything for the so many games he has played. And the coaches will have a lot to do in this. There is what they call player development. Coaches, a good coach has got to be able to develop players, to improve players. We see that with Pep Guardiola, that many of his players, if you have got a foundation of talent in you, he will improve you over time. They will spend time on you, and more so if you're an important player. I feel, okay, maybe it's because Man United, as Erik Ten Hag and his team have had so many issues to deal with in the season, honestly, that he may not have had the time and to pay attention to a player who is even better than the lot, most of the rest. So his focus perhaps was on other things. But when everything settles, when Erik Ten Hag is given time to improve this team, I think one of the things they need to focus on is improving Alejandro Garnacho's decision making, improving his teamwork, how he plays with Hoyland, because there is strength in numbers. If you notice, whenever Garnacho has passed the ball to Hoyland, whenever Bruno has passed the ball to Hoyland, whenever Marcus Rashford passed the ball to Hoyland, he has scored, I think, one of two or three chances. Keep passing the ball to Hoyland. If we keep doing that, we are going to form a strong attack. And that for me is a very important thing. There has got to be, because one of the weaknesses of Manchester United is in the lack of cohesion in most of our departments. Even when Rashford, Hoyland, and Garnacho have been our strongest attack, yielding the most goals, you don't see a proper cohesion between them. The few moments we've seen it, it has looked impressive. You saw how Bruno, when he picked up Hoyland, he scored a goal after he had passed to him against Coventry. And it's not that whenever he passed the ball to Hoyland, he will score. But the point is, they should be passing the ball to him more so that they increase the chances of him scoring. But if they pass to him once in a blue moon, at times he's not. I was seeing moments where Hoyland looked like he was not even expecting the ball from Bruno or from Garnacho, and his instinct. See, goals that are instinctive, they come from instinct. So they need to do it more so that he's expecting these balls. But many a time, Hoyland has not been expecting the balls, so he's been forced to run deep. He's been caught a fraction of a second late, because we know that Hoyland has always been, I think he's one of our most technical gifted players at Man United. He has always been in the right positions, but let down. So now he tries to involve himself in play that is even ending up the one, starting the throw-ins. So you're thinking, this is not right. If the team around him plays with him and we form a unit instead of a bunch of good individuals, Man United will be as lethal as they can be. That's a very important lesson that we need to work on going forward. The other thing I'm hoping that Erik Ten Hag observed is that Bruno enjoys playing with Amad Diallo. And the few moments, and I've noticed this in the games we played, I think Bruno needs to be playing with Amad Diallo more, because Diallo gets Bruno. Bruno is a ball player. He loves to be involved. He gives you the ball, pass the ball to him, he's involved. Many a time when he's playing with Rashford is killing him off. He's slowing his energy. He's slowing the tempo of the game. He's slowing us down. Amad Diallo carries you along. He carries you along. He knows when to combine two players and then play 1-2. He knows when to run and come back deep. Amad Diallo brings life in our attack. That if you have Amad Diallo, you've got Bruno behind him, playing along with him. They seem to have a good chemistry. Then you have Alejandro Garnacho flying in from the wing. Garnacho loves to carry the ball from the left especially, then passes it inside, then he moves to try and get a 1-2. Amad Diallo is that kind of player who will carry him along. Trust me, these three will create something exciting that Hoyland's job will be made easy. Hoyland, with his big size, will just be in good positions always, because he knows there are players around him who are carrying the ball to him. And the way Ahmad plays, his movements in pockets open up defenses. This is a very good, there's a certain mobility to this young lad that I think is exciting, that if it's developed over time, Ahmad playing with a smart Bruno who can shoot, we are going to have a different dimension to our game that will make us unplayable. So the other lesson I learned, I think for me, is that we need to give a chance to the attack of Rasmus Højlund up top, Alejandro Garnacho on the left, Ahmad on the right, and Bruno behind them, and then hope that we can commit Bruno more, because you realize that Bruno was more committed as a number 10 in our win over Sheffield United. If you notice, yes, he would drop deep a bit, but Christian Eriksen and Kobe were receiving the ball in more back a lot more than Bruno. This time, because Bruno played like a number 10. I think this was one of the first games we saw Bruno proper play like a number 10 in the number 10 positions. And you saw how lethal he was. That's what you expect from a number 10. He was shooting and scoring. He was assisting like he should. He was picking up his striker like he should. And that has been lacking in our game. There are moments in the Sheffield United game that showed exactly what we need to do. A little solidity. If Erik ten Hag finds the balance in this team a little, have the right personality to find the balance in the middle, trust me, our attack, we've got the right players who can give us a promising, good attack. And trust you me, the philosophy that Erik ten Hag has of scoring goals for fun can work with some of the players he has got if he shields them properly, but most importantly, if he gives chance to the young, exciting players who enjoy working together. You don't match skill with frowning. Meaning you don't match Bruno's skill, Garnacho's skill, Højlund's skill with the frowning Marcus Rashford. You match that with skill, exciting skill, and that is Amad Diallo. For me, that's a proper lesson I thought we needed to focus on. And trust me, Manchester United is likely, very likely, to be unplayable. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Guys, subscribe and let me catch you later, fam.